This conference will now be recorded.
I've given the rights to you. You can share.
Okay, sir. 1 second. I'm trying to. It's just showing me the empty one. That's it. I was like, this it.
1 second.
Sure, sir.
Gross margin by year and month name. Okay. Can you just drill down to the now at the year level? Year level there is no gross margin. Just drill down to the month. No, the next button. Where you click
Okay.
on?
This one, right? Okay.
Correct.
That's
Month also you have a blank. Okay. Can you show me the gross margin percentage formula, please?
okay. This is
Gross margin divided by. Why you are using this normal divide? You can use the divide operator, right? Divide
okay.
function. Just try to do.
Ah, okay, sir.
Comma. Gross margin, comma, net sales.
Okay, sir.
Let's see. And this maybe that could be another problem. Let's
This
see.
could be the
Let's
reason.
enter it.
Okay.
And comma.
Okay, sir.
Still it is showing blank. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just remove this graph for me, please.
Okay. Mm,
So always when you are testing the measure, don't test in a graph. Put a table.
okay.
Just still remove it.
Okay, sir.
Put a
So,
table for me.
mm-hmm,
Drag gross margin percentage, please.
1 second, sir.
So it is there.
It's showing
55.5%
actually, yeah.
is there.
Mm.
Okay. Can you put the year for me? Here.
Okay, sir. Can you see it? Can I, shall I zoom
No.
it? It's
That's the
saying
problem.
some.
Now, sum of year it is showing, right? So
Yes,
click on
it
the
will
year
be
column, please.
your
On the
column.
left hand
Okay.
side, right? No, no. On the left hand side, where the
Mm,
year column is there, just click on that year column. From the
This one.
date table, just click on
Okay.
top of that. Then on the top, there is a summarization is coming, right? If you see,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
the sum is coming there, right? For that particular
Yes,
column.
yes, sir.
Yeah, put it then and put don't summarize. Because year
Don't.
column I don't want to summarize, right?
Okay.
Now remove the
Mm.
sum of year from the table.
Remove the sum of
Select
year
the
from.
table. Select the
Mm-hmm.
table. Remove the sum of year. Now put
Mm-hmm.
year there. Now again back to year. Year column is blank for you. Why?
Yes, I don't
Go
know
to the
why.
date.
Okay.
Go to the
Date
date
column.
table, please. Go to
Okay.
the relationship, please.
Sure, sir. Sure. This one.
Okay, date and sales. Is connected. Can you go to the date table, please? I want to see the data for that.
Okay, sir. Yep.
So this is your date table.
Mm.
2013 January. All these things. Okay. I think you some done some mistake. I need your. Can you send me the file to me now?
Okay, sir. How can I send this, sir?
I'm giving one email ID, so you can send
Okay.
it in the PBX file to me.
Okay.
Just save this file and send it to me.
Okay. I mean, how can I send this file to you? That is the question, actually.
Yeah, that file will be saved in somewhere in your system, right?
Yes.
Go there. Just close this file. And
Okay.
in Gmail, you can send as attachment, right?
Yeah, I know in how to send that in the Gmail. Okay, I'll send it, sir.
Mm, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, sir, I'll send it then. Mm-hmm.
Not like open your Gmail and attach
Yeah,
this
yeah.
file and send it.
I'm yeah. Where it's going. Mm.
Open your browser, please.
1 minute, sir. My system is like, I'm connecting with the two systems actually.
Oh, okay.
Was this area chart?
Yes, area chat one only. It's not getting for me actually. So,
Not area chat. It for you here is itself is not coming. Leave it at the
oh,
area.
okay, sir.
Okay, let me quickly share my screen and start it up. After that I will check.
Sure,
I
sir. By
have
end of the class, I will share my thing. You can go ahead with the
I will
class.
see because I have actually the lost power today. I have very less
Oh,
backup in my laptop. So
Oh,
let's see if what time goes on. I will continue with that. Okay.
sure, sir.
Mm,
Sure, sir. By end of the class, even I'll send.
mm.
Thank you, sir.
And if not, after that, like just if in between it got stopped, no, you think like that is the last. Okay. No, I got my power. Great. Back.
okay.
I think you can start the session. Valli and
Yeah,
Sailaja
I'm
and
saying.
yeah.
Mm. And- Yeah. So yesterday was discussing about this. All we discussed, all selected. We need to discuss now. Okay. So here, all you remember?
Yes, sir. So there are three functions: all, remove all, and what was the third one? All except, or what was that?
All and remove filters are same.
Uh,
Another one is all selected and all except. That we need to discuss. We will not yet discuss that too.
okay, all except. Hmm.
So let's discuss about the all selected here. Okay. So let me before to that, let me open the total runtime GT for you. Okay. So this is my total runtime GT. Where you are saying that calculate the total runtime and all means removing everything whichever filter is coming from wherever. Maybe it's inside the visualization, it could be from outside, whatever, maybe just remove it. He's saying that. Okay,
Hmm.
and give me the grand total. That's what it is giving you the grand total here. Okay, now suppose you want a variation, so let's take a variance column here, just for our understanding. Variance is something like my divide. I will take my total runtime by total runtime GT, grand total wise. Okay, and it will be 100%. Sorry, percentage. Let's make it 0. Okay, so if I drag this will be the 100%. Correct? This one. Based on that, others are 74%, 91%, 1%, whatever could be. Correct? Got the point here?
Yes. No.
Now, the question here is that suppose you are putting a filter from outside. Inside that's fine. Suppose there are two filters and you are moving this Oscar dimension from 0 to 1. So what happened? This is becoming 48%. Why? My total runtime is getting affected. That we
Hmm.
understand why it is happening. But my total runtime remains on the grand total only. It is
Hmm.
not considering this filter at all. Okay.
Hmm.
Even if you put another filter also, this will change, but the total
Hmm.
grand total will remain the same only because it is not considering that filter. Right? Here sometimes what happen is your customer will say, okay, boss, this is this much. I need always the 100%, the variance. So how we can make it this 100%? Whatever the effect is, this filter is affecting to the total runtime. If this filter also affect the total runtime GT, then this will be the same amount, right? 33926. This is also will be 33926. Then I could have, this is called 100%, right? Make sense? This is,
Yes.
Yes. But
Yes.
can you repeat it one more time? I
yeah,
got it,
sure.
but
So what I'm saying that when I'm putting a filter on this two, my normal total runtime is 33926. So to
Mm-hmm.
make is the variance as 100%, my total runtime GT also it should be 33926, right? Then only I will get the 100% here in this case.
yes, yes.
So what does it mean is all about is that I don't want to consider, I'm repeating this statement, I don't want to consider the filter which is available on the visualization. In this visualization, I have a region, country, genre, and title filter. That I don't want to consider, but I should consider the filter which is coming from the outside for the
Okay.
total runtime GT. That I want to do it. Okay. So I don't want to consider any filter inside the visualization, but if any external filters are there, just like this in this case slicer, that I want to consider. Okay. That I want to consider. Then that time the formula would be different. That time you will select, see, you see the definition, you will able to understand all. Just read this line. Let me zoom in. Returns all the rows in a table or all the values in a column, ignoring, this the last line is very important, ignoring any filters that might have been applied. Any filters, using any filters. Inside, outside, wherever it is coming, it will ignore. Okay?
Okay.
First point that we saw that already. This is what is happening, correct? Now I will write another function which is called the all selected. Now here see, last line is important. The first line is same with the all
Same.
only. Return all rows in a table or all the values in a column. That is same as all only. But this part is important. Just see.
Mm-hmm.
Ignoring any filters that might have been applied inside the query. Inside the query means inside the visualization. It will ignore. But is important. But keeping the filters that comes from outside.
Yeah.
Outside in the
Okay.
sense the filters.
Slice.
Slicer,
Okay.
yes, correct. Yeah.
Slicer.
This
Hmm.
is important. This we need to understand this part. Okay. Now if I use like this, now instead of the all, if I use the all selected, that what happen? Now just try to see the changes here. Now, as of now, there is no external filter. So all are been to 143583 only.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's try to put a filter on the this one. Hit to one. See the changes happen to the total runtime GT also, right?
Yes.
69279.
Oh,
So it is considering external filters now. It is not considering the internal. Internal filter anyway it is removing. Okay. So this is called your all selected. Make sense?
yes, sir.
Like, yes, sir. It. I got this, but how this is working? Like this function, how it is
This
calculated?
function,
69279
it
like
is,
GP.
okay, it is removing all the filters from region, country, genre, and title, but
Yeah.
include the filter called the Oscar nomination. That's what it is doing. So when this 69277 is working, that is only the Oscar nomination filter for that.
But
Got it?
when you're putting Oscar nominations for zero, but all the movies are selected for the Oscar nominations. Who got zero nominations means they are like 100%. Who got one
Correct.
nomination means they are getting all other filter. We are getting it right.
Right.
Oh,
That's what it is doing. Correct.
okay. If you change movements, the it will affect on everything again. like
Correct.
total
Everything more
runtime.
again.
Yeah,
Correct.
depends upon the how many Oscars they win.
Correct.
Okay.
So can you explain in the table in just one, like one Oceana thing, how like it's impacting, it's coming same?
It is saying in the sense it is considering the visual total actually. Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So just think like
like if we change Oscar wins or
in the top level we'll discuss this. This is good. Okay. So right now the total runtime is how much? 143583,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And this is considering well, normal total runtime. It is considering the region, the country,
Yeah.
the genre, the title. Both
Hmm.
are it is considering, and finally it is giving you these figures, individual figures, correct? And in the
Hmm.
grand total for this total runtime, it is not at all considering these four filters. That is clear.
Yeah, that is clear, sir.
Now total runtime GT. Right now, what is happening? We are considering just this total, right?
Yes.
Now what happen is I am putting a Oscar nomination one.
Hmm.
So now this total runtime, how many filters got applied now? Five filters now, right?
Oh,
One
yeah.
are coming from
Hmm.
region, country, genre, and title, and
Hmm.
one is Oscar nomination. And based on
Hmm.
that, this total is coming up.
Hmm.
Now we are considering this total in the
So it
total
has
runtime.
only one filter.
So now the correct. Now we are considering 69297 is a total rather than giving 143583. Why? Because we have written the all selected here inside this. So it is considering one filter on this case, that is the this one. So whatever the total it is coming on the visual, that it is considering here. That's it is doing. Make
Okay.
sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is about your all selected. Now suppose what happen is one more. Let's try to minimize this screen. I'm taking another couple of slicer here. Okay. That first slicer I'm taking. Let's take from the film table. I want to take real estate date hierarchy. I just want to take the year only. Okay. So here is this. So this is my year filter. And another filter I want here. Same way. Which is nothing but my, let's take any column from, let's say studio.
Studio.
Any filter you can take. Okay. It's not compulsory this one. Just trying to show it. So now how many external filters are there?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Four. Right. Now this total, we have written total runtime as GT. So all these four filter will be affected, can affect the total runtime GT, right? Because
Yeah.
this is all selected. So if I select something one, this will change. If I
Hmm.
select something from here, this will change. If I do something here, this is also will change. And if I select something from the studio, since there is no data, that is fine, but it is affecting,
Hmm.
right? See, it is
Hmm.
affecting. All four filters are affecting to my total runtime GT because it is all selected. Now, again, the question is, let me remove all the filters for everybody. So now what happen is, from these four filters, I want my total runtime GT will affect by these two filters only, Oscar nomination and Oscar wins. And I don't want these two filters, the year and the studio filters should not affect my total runtime GT. That is the next level of requirement. Got it?
Hmm.
So out of the four, I need only two filters, which is outside coming, that I want to be affect my measures. Otherwise, I don't want other two. Okay. So for that, what we need to do it? You understand all selected. Okay. Now let's go to the total runtime GT here, and another function I will use is called all except. All except is something like returns all the rows in a table except for those rows that are affected by the specified column filters. Don't go with the definition, let me explain you. So all except will take two parameters. First is the table name, next is the column names. Okay. So in this case, I am taking the film table, and from my filters now, I want my total runtime GT should affect by Oscar nomination and Oscar wins. These are the two filters should affect my formula, and other two like studio and year filters are there now that I don't want to do affect my total runtime GT. That's I want it. Okay. So here, what just remember this always a mistake. All except means whatever the column you will put it here, that will consider the filter interaction. In the sense, whatever the column you will put it here, that will be get affected by those columns only, except other columns. That you need to put it here. Whichever the column you want to affect your measure, that you need to put it here. Okay. In this case, I will say the Oscar nomination and my Oscar wins. These are the two column filters which I want to affect my total runtime. Others, anything others coming from the outside, it will not affect. Now see. Now let's try to understand this too. Let's go and try to put a filter on the first on the Oscar nomination. Okay. See, it is affecting. Correct?
Yes.
Now let's cancel it and put the Oscar wins. It is affecting. Okay. Now let's try to put a filter on your year filter. I'm changing to 1939. Is it affecting? No, it is
Not
not
on G.
affecting.
Yes.
No, no, no. Yeah, not on GT. Yes. And suppose I'm selecting something here, it is not affecting. Only these two filters is getting affected. Right? So this is the all except is all about. Let's see again.
So can you show the again
Can
formula?
Measure.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Measure.
showing.
message, right.
So,
Total runtime. So right now, the filters are from one table,
Mm,
film table. So if we are bringing slicer from different table, like we have other different tables,
mm.
uh,
And then we need to you need to create a table, filter functions you have. Right? We need to create a
mm,
virtual table, and top of that we need to apply.
okay.
okay, sir.
Sir, it says calculate total runtime. Means the total runtime is the total of the runtime in first one.
Mm.
And can I see the table now? In the visualization. Okay. Okay, sir.
Very good.
Hmm.
Yes. So,
So these outside slicer will not work on total runtime GT. Two of them will not work on total runtime GT, right?
Correct,
Except.
correct.
So
Except
where did you
Oscar
mention
wins
this in major? Where did you mention this in major?
here.
Here.
Oscar nomination. And we need to define the column name also, like
Which
total
column?
runtime GT. I
Why
forgot.
total runtime GT?
Oh,
Mention.
Okay, I think you're confused. So you are calculating
mm,
total runtime for the grand total, right? How you are doing?
mm,
Calculate the total time, all you are doing, all selected you are doing. This is a filter. This part is a filter.
yeah.
Let me do this.
Okay, okay, sir.
Instead of doing
That's it.
this, you are writing all, right? What will happen? It will give the total runtime for that only, right? Without
Yes.
with removing every filter. Same I'm doing for the other also. This is a filter.
Okay.
This is a filter. And the filter will be affected by these two columns only and not any other filters. So based on that, your grand total is working
Mm, okay, sir.
this amount. Okay. Have you discussed about the count function?
Not in measures.
Hmm. Others like I didn't discuss anything on the count.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to know that because maybe I will forget. Yes or no?
No, sir. Count means like no, sir.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. Let's discuss about the count then. So there are some count. Count means normal only, very basic. There is nothing big deal in this. Let's try to count some number of film IDs or number of titles or number of dates. Let's see how to do that. Okay. So let's start the new measure. I want to count the number of film IDs. Okay. So I say count IDs. I'll say count of count function I have. And I will take the film ID. That's it. Okay. So it will, let me take a table here and put everything in one go. So the first count of ID. So around 1200 movies I have in my film table. Okay. So this is called the count of IDs. So it's same. This is an integer field. This is film ID is content of 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is
Yes.
counting the number of integers. Let's try to
Mhm.
count a string. Okay. So count of titles. So the movie's title is like a string kind of thing, right? So let's say
Yes.
count film title and try to pull it here. It will also give you the same
Mm.
1200. So the
Same.
count is
Mm.
working. Yeah. So the count is working for integer and count is working for the string. And now just we need to remember the count function will not consider any kind of blank. Okay. Right now there is
Yes.
no blank on the film table. So, but if you have a blank row or something like that in the title column or which column you are referring, if it is contained any blank, then the count will not consider while counting it. Okay?
But it will
What?
consider null
Not null.
also.
Not null.
Null.
It will
Okay.
not consider. Null is blank only, right?
Okay.
Now this is about the string count. Let's try to count. Let's try to count any dates. Let's take count of dates. So I have the count of the release date. This is a date column, right? This also will work. 1200. So we counted the integer, we counted the text, and you count the date. All are working fine. Okay. Now one more count is there, that is based on a Boolean expression. Boolean in the sense true or false, 1 and 0 kind of stuffs.
Okay.
So, but in my model, right, nowhere I have, if you go to any table, I don't have a such column where the output is true or false. Don't have anything. Okay, I don't have any column called true and false. So let me uh, explicitly create a column which will hold the true and false. Then I will try to count that and we'll see what is the problem we will face it. Okay. So what I'll do, the film table, I'm just creating a new column here. I'm saying it is winner. I'm just putting a condition here. Oscar wins should be greater than 0. What will happen is, if this condition is satisfying, which is true, it will store true here. If it is not satisfying, it will say false. So if you see this, the data is something like this. See, false.
Mm.
This contain only true and false data. True, false, true, false. Okay. And this data type for this is data type also is true and false. It is a Boolean type. Okay. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now let's try to count this column now. Okay. So I will go to another measure here. Count is winner equals to, let's take count of the column which I created is winner. Now we are counting the Boolean column. So we saw that integer, string, and the date. It is working fine. Now let's try to here there will be nothing, no error will be there. But when you drag this column, which you calculated for the Boolean expression, when you drag it to the visualization, let's try to put it there, then it will throw an error. What is this error is all about? It's saying that the count cannot work with the values type Boolean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it concludes that count can be work with integer,
Just
date,
string.
sorry,
Count is work with the integer, string, and date. I'm about to say that.
correct, correct. Yeah, these three you can count it, but when it comes to the Boolean data type, the count will not work. Okay, then how to fix this? Let's first remove this. And for that, there is another function count, that is count E.
So we can convert in 0 and 1. Like false is for 0 and true is for 1.
That we can do it. So one way to do it is count A function. So the count A function will work for all the things, integer, string,
Oh,
and date. Directly you can do that. So this is one of function we have, and you can just use it. This will work. So the count A, the function,
mhm.
only a special meaning, only whenever you are using the Boolean expression, if you want to count it, then use the count A.
Mhm.
Coming back to your question, yeah, that also you can do it one more way. In the sense, instead of putting, let's go to the film table. So this column is having true and false, right? What I will do,
Mhm.
I will convert it into integer. So I will say int here. I will put int
Um,
inside the bracket this. So it will convert to 0 and 1. Okay. Instead
mm,
of putting false and constant integer. Now we can do that because it is an integer type. That we can do it.
mm,
Normal count. That we know that it will count. This is one way you can do it. Whenever you found a Boolean expression, or you can use your, if it is still this just like your true and false,
mhm.
then you can use your count E. Okay, makes
Okay.
sense. Now another one, let's take another count function I want to see. I'll say the count of films. I want to count it. Count of films. So one way to do it, like I can take the count and inside that I need to put the column name, right? So that it will count all the rows whichever available of film ID, or from the film I can take any column actually if I want to count the films. Okay, correct? I can take any column, it will count the
Yes.
number of row by row, right? But instead of doing like this, what I need is that I want to just count the number of rows available on the film table without referring to any column. Okay, so it will just count the number of rows available on the table itself.
Mm-hmm.
So what will, for that I have a function called count rows. So it will count the number of rows in a table. It is only taking the count of a table. It will not
Mm-hmm.
consider anything like column name or all. So here I will put my film table. That's it. Okay, enter.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say this is count of films, it will keep the
Two.
1200. So but it is going through the table. It is taking the number of rows here. Okay, make sense?
Yes, sir.
What is the use of this one? Actually, count of IDs, titles, all are same, right? Then why
That
do
is no, that is not same. Column count and the table count is different, right? Inside the
okay.
column, let's take you have some blanks and all this stuff, right? So that is not considered.
Okay.
Whereas the count of number
Okay.
of rows, it will be number of rows only.
Oh, it will just count the rows, whatever it is.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So this is about the normal counts. Let me remove. Let's take this is the count of title. Okay, title wise, this is the count. So let's take, I want to calculate in another function, count of unique titles. Count of unique titles. So for that, I have a function called distinct
Distinct.
count.
Okay.
Okay,
Distinct.
right. So now if I drag this, see the difference. One is extra, unique. So total number of titles are 1200. Out of that, unique titles are 1159. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
I mean, like 51 or less. I mean, 41 or less, right?
Yeah, 41 or less. Correct.
Mm.
41
Mm.
less. So now this way, suppose you want to count unique budgets.
Unit budget.
Okay, I will say distinct count
Dist-
budget. Budget dollars.
Mm.
This is the column I want to count. So let's drag this column. So you are getting around 284. Okay, count of unique budget. Let's try to verify this.
What?
Let's go to the,
Yeah.
sorry, any questions?
No, what is unique budget? I'm just thinking what will it be? That's
If any repetition of the amount, like 100, we will
oh,
consider one only.
okay.
So let's go to the film table and try to figure it out whether that is correct or not. Let's take the budget
Budget.
dollar. This is where you're counting, right? So it is saying that if you select this column, it is mentioned here.
Showing, yes. Mm.
284 distinct values. So this is correct. Whatever you're getting there. So out of the 1200,
Mm.
284 are the distinct count. This is correct. But problem is in the budget dollars, there are some blanks also. Okay.
Mm.
So 284 distinct is including the blank as well. So normally the normal count function will not consider the blank, whereas the reverse is distinct count. Distinct count always count the blank as well. That's the
Yes.
difference between the count and distinct count. Okay. So it is clearly visible that when I am doing a distinct count of this, it is giving me 284, including the blank as well. Okay. And in that case, suppose you don't want to consider the blank while you are doing the distinct count, right? Then for that another function I have that is called the distinct non-blank. It will not consider the blank while doing the distinct count. Okay?
Distinct, no blank. Okay.
No blank, yeah.
Okay.
So now it is 283. So one was blank or something, whatever the unique counts are there. So it has become 283. Okay? So this is called a distinct count and distinct count, no blanks. Okay?
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Now, one question is to use that. Let's go to the film table. I want to count of profits. How I will do?
There is the profit, count of profit.
Hmm.
Count of profit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ca-
Tell me how to do.
count of profit is equals to count with the
Where
count
is the
function.
profit? Do you have any
Yeah.
profit column on this table?
No, I'm checking in.
Time and
In, in
average.
movie, in movie table, we don't have profit, I think.
Profit. We don't have.
Oh.
Correct. So the first way is to that just calculate a profit column. Okay. Then you can count it. Okay. So the profit column formula could be my box office minus budget. Just a subtraction.
Yes.
That is called the profit. Okay. That
Yes.
we can do. That is one way to do
That,
it. Just create a
that
column
we
here.
did it also actually.
Correct. But not here. But that is if you want to store that column as a output, then we can create the column. But in this case, I don't want to create this profit column. On the fly itself, I want to count it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't want to create the column. That time, how you are counting your sum X, total sales, price into
Like,
quantity, all these things we are doing.
yes,
Same thing we
unit
will do
price.
for the count.
Yes.
So we will do for the count as well. So what we will do? For the count of
Count.
profits.
Sum x equal to sum x of
Not sum X. This time I will do count X.
count x. Okay.
Okay.
Same like the sum X, it is the count
Table
X.
name. Yeah. Filling, comma.
What is the profit formula? My
I mean,
box
budget.
office,
Ma.
box office minus budgets.
Yeah. You have
That's it.
given equal to, sir.
Yeah, it should be minus.
Mm.
Okay, right? So this is the formula. So it will
So,
go to the each and every row of the table and it will perform this box office minus budget and finally it will count.
like when you don't want to save extra columns, we have to do like this.
Correct. Now it will be the count of profits. Got it?
Mm.
This makes sense?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
But here there is a problem actually. The problem is, let me go to that. The problem is we have certain columns on the box office and budget. There are some blanks, right? You remember
Yeah.
in the column section we handled that problem.
Yes. Yes.
So where there is a budget is blank, box office is there, it is giving you the blank. Whereas the
Yes.
box office is blank other way, right? There are some blanks, right? You remember that point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So that also we need to handle it here, right? When you are writing the counter profits,
Okay.
right? When this formula is getting calculated, when box office dollar is blank or the budget dollar is blank, then you want to store the blank. Else you need to calculate this, right? Make sense?
Mm. So count of no blank again.
Yeah, here I will say if Correct. If is blank, not count
Is
blank.
blank.
Is blank of
Blank.
this. You remember this point?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we have explicitly do this in
Yes, sir.
column section here.
Hmm.
Is blank of my budget dollars. Okay. Then it will give me the blank. Else this part
Hmm.
like this. Okay.
Okay.
Is blank of this. This. Let me put it back here. Okay. Let me zoom in slowly, little bit smaller. Yeah. This is okay. Then it is giving the blank, else it is getting calculated the box office minus budget dollars. Now
Hmm.
the count will be changes to 1046. This is the exact count actually. It's not the 1113. Okay,
Okay.
because you know the. So here this is the problem. Now here we need to. We can summarize one more way, right? You remember? So instead of doing this, I think you remember or don't remember. I don't know. But let's see. I can do another way. So this is like the knot. I can put like this. This is also will work. So what we are saying that whenever these two columns are not blank, then please subtract. Else, if you are not giving anything, it will be blank only. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
This we done it in column section also. This
So
point.
Yes, sir.
whole
Yes.
count concept is for rows, right?
What is that, Rajni?
Whole count concept is for rows.
Correct.
Hmm. Okay, sir.
Mm. We are good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now let's discuss few things. I will say discuss about the cross filter. What is cross filter? Let's see and how to handle it. Okay. So okay. So let's first take a table here. Somewhere here. And here let's take film title and release date. So whenever you drag the release date, no, it is comes with the hierarchy like year, quarter, month, and day. So this by default. Suppose you don't want to display the year, quarter, month. I just want to display the exact date for the release date. Then what you need to do? Just click on this drop down for this column release date. Instead of selecting the date hierarchy, just select the column name only release date. So it will convert it into the normal dates only, whatever the exact date is all about. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So now take two slicers, this side and that side. So I will take first this side. I'll take a slicer called, let's take the director full name. This is my film name, guys. And this side I will take another slicer where I will put the genres. Okay,
Hmm.
basic setup is done. Let's see what exactly the cross filter and what the problem will face. Let's try to select one director. Okay, I'm just selecting a director. On this director, these are the movies he
Hmm.
directed. These are the release dates. Absolutely fine. But just see this visualization, this slicer. it is giving me all 24 genres. So does it mean that this director has directed this many movies under all genres?
But no, he can't. I mean,
He can't, right? It's never possible. Okay. So this is when you are giving, suppose this is a visualization, some kind of stuff you created, you are giving to the customer. This is a misleading information, right? So you are
yes.
selecting some director and the genre is giving me all 24 genres. So this is a misleading information. He will get confused, right?
So what?
Same
Yes.
way, suppose you
So
selected a genre here. Let's take awful. This is affecting my, these are the tables, these are the films under this genre. But this
it's
genre
not.
directed by all the directors?
Mhm.
No.
No, right?
Yeah. Mm.
This is also a misleading information we are doing, right?
So one slicer is not
Hmm.
mapping with the other slicer. Is that?
Something like that is happening. But why it is happening like this, let you need to understand. And how to fix it, we'll see. Okay. So the first thing first, this is coming from, the full name is coming from my director table. Okay. This
Mm.
information is coming from my film table.
Film table.
Okay. And this is coming from my genre table.
John.
Okay. Now let's try to put a filter on the director table. I'm putting a filter on the director table and my film table is getting filtered.
Mm.
Why? Because of the relationship. Let's go to the relationship here.
Yes.
I'm
Correct.
putting a filter on the director full name and the filter is moving through this channel and it is
Yes.
filtering the film table. It is happening. Now,
Mm.
why the genre is not happening? Because,
There is no relation between the director and genre.
Mhm.
correct, and this is through the film. So, problem is the director, the filter is moving to the film table, but film table can't filter genre.
Oh,
Only
okay.
genre can filter film table, right? Because of the
Mm.
this direction. There is a
Yes.
single arrow is there, right? Single
Mm.
arrow. So the genre can filter film, director can filter film. If somehow, if the director, when the filter is coming through this, to the film table, and film also can affect the genre,
Mm.
then my problem will be solved. So I can get the genre which the director has make the movie. Okay, this makes sense first of all.
Yes,
How
sir.
to do it, we'll see. This is clear. The funda is clear.
Yeah.
Mm.
One. Can you repeat one more time, please?
Sure. So the director full name is there, right? So
Yes.
what is happening here in this case? If you selected a director, my film table is doing it. Now from the
Mm.
film table, if it filter the genre table, then my problem will be solved. So that I will get for the each director which are the
Which
genre he
film?
directed.
Yes.
So here the problem is director, the filter is coming like this. There is a single arrow is there from the director side to the film side. The filter is coming here, but there is no filters coming from film to the dash genre. It is genre to the film. Okay.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
why when you are selecting other way, you're selecting genre, it is affecting the
It's not.
film, but film is not affecting the director, right?
Mm.
Because of these directions. So
Yes.
one way to solve is this, is that just double click on this
Editing.
relationship, the film and genre table. Instead of doing the cross filter direction single, we can change to both.
Mm.
Okay, from genre to the film. So what happened now? The genre can filter film and film also can filter the genre.
Mm.
Okay, and same I will do for the director also, both. The film can affect director and director can affect the film. Now let's see, go here and see the things. Now I want to select one guy from the director. Okay, now let's see, this is
Okay.
affecting and even the genre also affecting, right? And these are the three
Yes.
genres only this director has worked. Okay,
Mm.
same. Let's do other way. Let's click on
Yes.
disaster. So these are the movies only. These are the directors who directed under this genre. This is also coming, right? But this is one way to resolve it. But this is, we have done it. You have six tables, and you just go to one relationship and just change the direction to both.
Mhm.
This is fine because this is a demo set of data. But in a real time, when you are working on a real project, it is a very costly thing. Costly thing in the sense, we can't go straight away and just select it and change the single to both. You need to consider
Oh,
1,000 times before applying this. Okay. Why? Because it is observed that in a larger set of models, when you change the direction from the single to both now, it will give you the ambiguity. Ambiguity means some measures will be give you incorrect results. Okay. So ideally, on a Power BI model, this is very costly one. Okay. It is not like straight away you just go there for one of the scenario is not working in this case. We can't do cross filter direction both directly. It is not at all advisable at all. Okay. So this solution which I did it is not at all good. I'm changing to single error. Now the problem will be seen. Without changing this direction, how we can solve this problem? That is the main thing. Okay. Make sense? This is first of all, again now it will not work because I changed the direction to single. Okay. Got the point?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now let's see how to do it. Okay, let's try to understand. So a couple of functions we have in the next. This will help you to do this. The first thing first, let's try to fix this problem. So what I'll do, this filter, whatever genre I'm taking, I'm just converting it to a table first. I will make it another slicer later on, but to explain you, let me convert it into a table. And what I want is that across each genre, okay, I want to see in the sense from the each genre, whatever the genre field is filter is going to the film table. I just want to see on the film table whether that genre is having a data on the film table or that is not having a data or is empty or it is not empty on the film table. I want to check it. Okay, from the genre, right? Got the point? From the genre when the filter is going for the each genre, I want to check whether any empty field is there on the film table or not there. But how we will check it? Let's see. So for that, I will create a new measure here. I will say is empty. This is my function. This is my measure name. And there is a function called is empty. Okay, and it will take a table called film. So let's take. I want to check whether the film table have empty. If it's empty, it will give you true. If it is not empty, it will give you the false. Okay. Now try to put this into this table. Now right now, if you see everything is false, right? All the 24 genres are false. Now try to select one director here from the director table. Okay? Are you getting me? Up to here it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now try to select one director. Now what happened? Some changes happened to this table. Just observe. What happened? Few are false and few are true now. Right? What does it mean? This director, whichever is false, action, adventurous, and drama, these are the false, right? So it means that for these three genre, we have an entry on the film table, and others there is a blank. This is what it is doing. Correct? This is making sense.
Yes, sir. Action is blank. What was the measure?
Action is not blank, not empty. Adventure is
Hmm.
not empty, and drama is not empty. And others are
Okay.
empty for this
So,
director.
I mean, count of
Mhm.
titles equal to count of true is equal. Can I check that?
Count of title. What? I'm not doing a count of title, right?
No, not like that. You selected one director here, right? He did some of
Is
the movies.
empty.
Yes.
Is empty. Yeah.
Uh,
So you can check it. So let's go to the table and what the filter I have done. Director for Akira Kurosawa. Let's go
mm,
to the director table here and
yes.
put a filter on the full
Okay.
name.
So, yeah, he's a third member.
Where? Huh,
Here,
this guy.
here. Yes.
So the director ID is 122, right?
Mm,
122. Let's go to the film table here and put a film on the director ID. Where is the director ID here?
yes.
Put a filter on
One.
120, 22. This is the director for that guy.
Mm,
Yeah, these are the movies he directed, right? And what are
yeah.
the genre ID he is there? 2,
4,
4,
8,
and 8.
8.
2,
2, 4,
4,
8.
8. These are the three genres he is working. What are
Yes.
those? If I try to identify on the genre table, I will get it. 2 is drama, 4 is
4 is
action, and 8 is adventure. So
okay.
on the film table, only 2, 4, 8 are not blank or not empty, and other genre IDs are blank or the false, right? Sorry, true. They are empty. So that's what it is giving you here, this information. So the
Yes.
action is false, adventure is false,
And
and
drama
drama
is
is
false.
false. It means false means the data is there, and others are true means they are empty because we have written a function called is empty. So
Is
is
empty.
empty is wherever there is a blank, it will give you true, and whenever there is no data, it will give you the false. Okay, make sense? This is
Okay. Whenever there is no data, it will give true.
correct. Is empty.
Okay.
Empty. Whenever it is empty, it will give you true. When it is not empty, it will give you false.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Got the clarity here? This is
Yes.
clear.
Yes, sir.
Now let's convert back to this to a slicer. So what we can do, we can put this measure as a filter, and whenever we say that whenever the is empty is false, then for that director we'll get that genre only, right? If we put a filter on is empty equals to false. So let's take one more director. So there is no one will be false. So his director is only the comedy movie he directed. So if I put a filter on this measure equals to false, then I will get the genre only, no? Which director has directed which genre? Correct?
Mm. Can
Make
we
sense?
do this? Whatever he did for that only, can we do visualization over here? Some, the other one cannot be.
Yeah, that's what we are doing it. So this is a
Oh, now
table.
it's, oh,
I
okay.
will convert it to a slicer again because this is a slicer I needed. So what in
Oh,
the slicer I will put a condition that whenever this measure is empty is equals to false,
oh, okay.
then that is the genre this director has directed. Correct? Make sense? This is
Sir.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So let's do that. So let me just remove to a slicer here. I'll convert it into a slicer itself again. Now on this visualization, just select the slicer. Okay, just select the slicer, expand the filter option. This is the filter option, right? This filter
Hmm.
I'm talking about. Now I will try to put this measure into the filter. This is empty one because I want to filter it out here, right? The journal is empty equals to false. That I want need it.
Yes.
So I will try to put this. There are three sections: filter on this visual, filter on this page, and filter on the all the pages. There are the three filter sections are there, right? So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
If you want to put this measure into the filter on the page, it will not allow. Filter on all the pages, it will not allow. This is a understanding that the when you were trying to filter on the filter section with
Mm.
a measure, then it will only filter the visualization only, which you are selecting, the slice RG visualization. It will not filter, you can't keep it the measure inside your filters on the page or filter on all the pages. It is not possible. Okay, this is the first rule.
Okay.
Second rule is that now suppose what we want to select is empty equals to false, right?
Mm.
But it is not allowing. Okay, let me remove it. Again I'm putting. It will not allow you to. It's saying that I am not able to select anything because it is not allowing it. Is empty equals to false. That is another problem. Is that whenever you have a data called true and false, actually is empty right now it is consists of true and false, right? So that
Mm.
kind of expression, true and false, we will not able to filter it out. So for that, I need to convert this into 1 and 0 so that I can put a filter. So what I'll do for this is that I'll do an int
Oh,
here.
okay.
So that what happen is the 1 becomes true and 0 becomes false.
False.
Now I can put a filter on this column. So let's see now if we click on the drop down, now the filter will come. Okay, this is one more trick. So here what we need to filter is 0,
Yes.
right?
Mm.
False. False means 0 here. Okay. Now see, our problem got solved. Now when we're
Yeah.
selecting, these are the genre only is working. We selected this is the only genre he is working. Right? Done it. Got it?
Yeah.
This point?
Yes, sir.
Now the same thing we'll do other side as well. So we'll select our the different slicer here, the full name. Here also the same thing. Is empty, is 0. Now see, awful. These are the only director they directed this movie, this genre. Click on the biography, these are the biography directors. Okay.
Okay.
Other way also is working, right? So this is one solution. So what does it mean? It means that instead of doing here, the direction is both, which is very costly, I can say. Okay, which can determine your the outcome of your model also. Like you should not do it like this. Why? Because you need to understand that what exactly your model is all about. Okay, so straight away just don't do that by changing the direction to the both. Okay, so we
Mm.
have some solution for that. We need to work out the solution. If the solution is not there, then changing here is the very last thing. Very last. In the sense, we tried and tested all the solution. It's not working. Then you can change it here, the direction to both. Otherwise, don't do that. Okay? Make
Okay,
sense?
sir. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think. Can I stop it here for today? If you don't mind,
Yeah,
guys.
sir, just quickly one thing. Like I did not save my work in this movie file when I was
Mm-hmm.
creating all the measures and visuals, and I lost that. So
Mm-hmm.
can I get this again? Like I don't need to start from the scratch
The
because all
file,
data is messed up.
this
Yeah,
file
sir,
you are
because
talking about.
I created
Okay.
measures and all those things. Those are gone now.
Okay. I'll attach this file into the GitHub. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you. Thank you,
Sure.
sir.
You can take it. Okay.
Yeah.
Chalo.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Some files are
Thank you.
very